to another beautiful segment on our latest update on news. Bringing your breakfast news to you this morning is Oyetola Oluwatu Sinester. Here are the major headlines. On our local news this morning, Kano Isba destroys over 3.8 million bottles of beer. OAU mourns as undergraduate dies hours after falling into sockaway. On our political news this morning regarding the Ocean 2022, APC members present sword orders to Oyetola. On our business news this morning, audit queries, reps panel summons Fashola, Pantami, Aregbeshola, and others. On our sport news this morning, Nigeria versus Ghana, ex-Newcastle boss Octane appointed Ghana's technical advisor. On our health news this morning, Bayelsa ranks the lowest in COVID-19 vaccination, says the NGO. On our foreign news this morning, Greenpeace Morgan boss to become Germany's new climate envoy. On our entertainment news this morning, Kemi Adetiba announces engagement to music producer Oscar Eman Aka. So full details coming up next. Kano Isba destroys over 3.8 million bottles of beer. Kano State Isba Board has destroyed over 3.8 million bottles of assorted beer worth millions of naira, confiscated in the last few months. Commander General of the board, Sheikh Arun Ibrahim Sina, cited this shortly after destroying the bottles of beer at Tundun Kalibawa, Dawakin Tofa local government area. IBN Sina explained that the Kano State Isba Board is winning on the fight against drug abuse, intoxicants, and all other society vibes. He said the state government had approved the destruction of the intoxicants, which paved way for the board to secure a court order from Chief Magistrate Court Number 8, Giadi Kano, to destroy all the beer in its possession. The sale, consumption, and possession of alcoholic substances are prohibited in the state, the Commander General said. He commended the state government for its commitment to mitigating societal problems. In his remarks, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje reiterated the state government's commitment to the welfare of Isba personnel. Ganduje, who was represented by the member representing Alubasu, local government area of Chairman, Outstanding Committee on Religious Affairs, Alhaji Sanusi Bataya, described Kano as one of the most peaceful states due to the tireless efforts of the government and relevant stakeholders in the fight against drug abuse and other social vices. He charged the general public to complement the government's efforts by inculcating good moral values on their children to maintain a crime-free society. Kano is the first state to establish Ministry for Religious Affairs in the country, which has gone a long way in promoting peaceful coexistence, he said. OAU mourns as undergraduate dies hours after falling into sockaway. Heritage Ajibola, a student of the Department of Linguistics and African Languages of Bafemi Awolowo University, OAU, Ile-Ife, Osun State, has died after she accidentally fell into a sockaway at her hostel of residence. Eyewitnesses who were at the scene of the incident revealed that she was with her friends spreading clothes on her line when she mistakenly fell into a hole leading into the sockaway and got stuck in it. They stated that before her friends could rush to call for help, she had already fallen deep in the sockaway. According to the eyewitness, it took almost an hour before help came, and even with the presence maintenance team and the Osun State Fire Service, it took up to half an hour before they could get her out of the sockaway. They also disclosed that it was later discovered that the cause of the collapse was that termites had eaten the wood which was used to cover the sockaway. The management of the university has also confirmed the incident. A statement, the University Public Relations Officer, Abiodun Olariwaju, stated that the student Ajibola Heritage Ayomikun was a resident of BVER Hostel, one of the privately run hostels in the students' village. The OAU spokesperson, who explained that the university management was saddened by the unfortunate incident, added that when the news got to management, it immediately mobilized the firemen from the university, Osun State, and the OAU teaching hospital, who through concerted efforts got the students out. Olariweju stated that immediately she was brought out from the hall, she was rushed to the OAU teaching hospital's complex, where she was certified dead. He stated that the University Vice-Chancellor, Professor Oyetola Ogunbodede, who led the rescue team to the scene while appealing to the students to remain calm and law-abiding, added that the police had been briefed about the incident and they have commenced investigations. Describing the incident as tragic and unacceptable, Ogunbodede also promised to critically look into the circumstances that led to the student's death and mete out appropriate sanctions against those involved or whoever is found culpable. The Vice-Chancellor therefore appealed to the students to remain calm and law-abiding, as the police who have been briefed are also investigating. Reacting to the incident, the OAU Student Union leadership described the death of Heritage as an unfortunate and unavoidable death. In a statement jointly signed by Olayiwola Fola Festus, President-elect, Odewale Samuel Damilare, Secretary General-elect, and Ogunperi Taufik Olalekan Tau, Public Relations Officer-elect, the student stated that the deceased would have survived it if the sockaway system was properly constructed and covered. They alleged that despite the huge amount of money paid by students for rent, students' life was still not safe within the school environment. The union, while demanding immediate justice for the deceased, maintained that doing so would forestall possible reoccurrence. The death of Ajibola Heritage Ayomekun is coming 3 months after the death of Aishat Omowumi Adeshina, a Part 4 student of the Department of Foreign Languages. Recall that the death of Aishat had earlier sparked a protest as the students accused the OAU management of negligence. On our political news this morning regarding the election of Osun 2022, APC members present sword orders to Oyetola. Osun State government Adegboyega Oyetola was on Wednesday presented with a sword, palm wine, local mat, and water from Olumirin Falls by the leadership of the All Progressive Congress in Oriade local government area to symbolize their support for his re-election. The leader of the party, led by the member representing Oriade State constituency in Osun State House Assembly, Desmond Ojo, while receiving the governor and his team on a statewide tour at Ijebu-Jesha Town Hall, said the items presented to Oyetola were symbols of the tradition of Ijesha people. They, however, used the items to pray for Oyetola's victory at the governorship poll and assured him of their support. While addressing the traditional rulers and APC members present, Oyetola expressed gratitude to royal fathers and sympathizers of the party for their negligence. Oyetola, after receiving the item, said, "I am confident in the efficacy of sword and what it symbolizes as an object of victory, triumph, contest, and success." He also urged the party loyalists to begin to spread the gospel of good works of the administration and mobilize electorate to support and vote for the ruling party. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Ismail Omekmedan, also said Alade Mure of Ibokun, Oba Festus Awogboro, while addressing the governor's entourage in Ibokun, encouraged him to allow distraction. Similarly, the Elogboro of Ijebu-Jesha, Oba Moses Agunsoye, expressed satisfaction with the manner the affairs of the state have been managed. On our business news this morning, audit queries, Reps panel summons Fashola, Pantami, Aregbesola, and others. The Public Accounts Committee of the House of Representatives on Tuesday gave 4 ministers and their permanent secretaries, as well as the heads of Finance and Procurement Department, a 7-day ultimatum to appear before it or have the relevant laws invoked against them. The affected ministers are Rauf Aregbesola, Interior, Ali Pantami, Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Osagie Ehanire, Health, Sharon Ikeazo, Environment, Babatunde Fashola, Works and Housing. The chairman of the committee, Oluwole Oke, issued a threat in summons at the investigative hearing held on Tuesday over the alleged refusal by the ministers and officials of their ministries to respond to audit queries issued by the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation over the years. Oke said Aregbesola should appear along with the permanent secretary of the ministry, the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the head of the Federal Fire Service. The chairman asked the clerk of the committee to immediately dispatch the notice of the summons to the affected ministries and be officially copied to the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Federation, Abubakar Malami San, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Gambari, respectively. Oka said the lawmakers have been forced to report the affected officials to the presidency, being their employer after several failed attempts to make them respond to the said audit queries. He said today makes it the 5th time the Ministry of Works and Housing will be asking for another extension of time on the audit queries raised against it over the years. For how long shall we continue like this? Mr. President honored some people with public appointments, but to pay him back, they will not be alive to do responsibilities. This is very unfortunate. We are only asking them to make appearance before the committee to clarify issues on financial infractions raised by the officer of the Auditor General for the Federation. Nothing more. Meanwhile, the committee has begun an investigation of the $40 million allegedly missing from the looted funds recovery account domiciled in the Central Bank of Nigeria. The committee said Governor of the CBN, Godwin Emefiele, failed to tender relevant documents before it to ascertain the status of recovered funds in the said account. Oka insisted that the Apex Bank must bring all the relevant documents requested by the Med Committee to aid its probe, with a view to recovering the money for the government. Emefiele was represented by the Deputy Director of Banking Supervision, Mrs. C.I. Igua Dunase, could not offer satisfactory explanations on the whereabouts of the funds in question. The chairman of the committee consequently ordered the CBN to furnish the committee with documents of all recovered funds within 7 days for proper investigation. CBN's probe is based on a query from the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, which questioned the whereabouts of the funds. On our sport news this morning, Nigerian versus Ghana, SCASU new boss, Ogden appointed Ghana's technical advisor. Former Newcastle United boss Chris Ogden on Wednesday was named as technical advisor with the Ghana national team ahead of the 2022 World Cup qualifying playoff against Nigeria. The Ghana FA said the new manager was Otto Addo, who previously had a stint with German giant Borussia Dortmund as assistant coach. Former Newcastle United and Brighton and Hove Albion manager Chris Ogden has been appointed as technical advisor to the newly constituted Black Stars technical team led by Otto Addo, the Ghana FA announced on its official website. Ogden is a former Ireland international and his last coaching job was with Nottingham Forest, who fired him in 2021. The home and away World Cup qualifying playoff will take place in March. The 4-time African champions are looking to qualify for a 4th World Cup. On IOC News this morning, Bayelsa ranks lowest in COVID-19 vaccination, says the NGO. Bayelsa State ranks lowest in the Federation in terms of COVID-19 vaccination response, with only 4% of the total population vaccinated, according to Breakthrough Action Nigeria, a non-governmental association. The NGO disclosed this on Wednesday in Yenogwa at a one-day media and orientation workshop organized in collaboration with USAID. The NGO's head of media unit, Mr. Eze, the said organization was in Bayelsa to enlighten the people about a planned COVID-19 mass vaccination campaign. He delivered a lecture on the role of the media in the COVID-19 response, reaching key populations. Eze appealed to media practitioners to focus more on EU concerns COVID-19 mass vaccination to regularly remind the people of the existence of the virus. The role of the media in COVID-19 response cannot be overemphasized because before the people can be vaccinated, they need to know the importance of getting vaccinated. They need to know how accessible the vaccines are, and it is the role of the media to enlighten them to also know the dangers of not getting vaccinated. Only one media house can reach out to millions of people, so you can imagine the impact when all the media outfits focus on the COVID-19 response campaign, he explained. One of the resource persons, Mrs. Abuja, Rachel, noted that Nasarawa has the highest vaccinated number of persons, with about 65% of its total population vaccinated. She said in a lecture on the role of the media in the COVID-19 response that 60% of the Jigawa population has been vaccinated, while Bayelsa sat at the bottom of the chart with only 4% of our population vaccinated. In an interactive section, participants from different media houses stated that the poor response to COVID-19 in Bayelsa was due to misconceptions, misinformation, and disinformation about the virus. On this part, the Executive Secretary Bayelsa State Primary Health Care Board, Dr. Bekesu Martins, commends the organizers for supporting Bayelsa in the fight against the deadly disease. He promised that the Bayelsa government will intensify the campaign on COVID-19 mass vaccination in all the rural areas of the state. On our foreign news this morning, Greenpeace Morgan boss to become Germany's new climate envoy. Jennifer Morgan, who heads the environmental group Greenpeace International, is to become Germany's new climate envoy. Berlin Jennifer Morgan is on Tuesday. She will be taking on a key role in the new center-left government that has pledged to ramp up Germany's efforts to curb global warming, including through its presidency of the group of 7 major economies. Morgan is to be formally announced in the role Wednesday by German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, a member of the environmentalist Green Party officials said. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because her appointment, first reported by German Weekly, still needs to be approved by the cabinet. The American-born campaigner, who has co-led Greenpeace since 2016, has been a prominent figure in international climate diplomacy for years. Ahead of last year's UN Climate Conference in Glasgow, Morgan warned in an AP interview with countries and companies that we could use the summit to greenwash the ongoing pollution of the planet. Germany aims to stop adding further greenhouse gas to the atmosphere by 2020-2045, one of the earliest net zero targets by a major industrialized nation. But the government recently acknowledged that it is not on track to meet its emissions goals for 2030. Climate activists have also blasted Germany's plans to increase the use of natural gas, a fossil fuel, until renewable resources can meet the energy demands of Europe's biggest economy. On entertainment news this morning, Kenny Adetiba announces engagement to music producer Oscar Eman Aka. Nigerian movie director and producer Kemi Adetiba has announced engagement to music executive Oscar Eman Aka. Adetiba, whose relationship status has remained mostly private till now, shared a video and pictures of the moment a man popped the question via our Instagram page on Wednesday. We've taken some time to privately enjoy this moment and bask in the celebration of it all. However, we're beginning to understand it might be next to impossible keeping a lead on these for much longer. After thinking long and hard, we ultimately would love for this announcement to be on our own terms and molded in our own true narrative. Plus, you have ever followed my journey from the start and lovingly root for me. Now, if that isn't family, I don't know what it is. So, dear family, on the 28th of January in Ghana delivered us a beautiful surprise, an expression of love, and in the presence of some close friends and family at Oscar Eman Aka, asked that we spend the rest of our lives together, and I wholeheartedly said yes, without a single reservation, she wrote in the caption. The King of Boys director also jokingly added that all family members who conspired in the surprise proposal should get prepared for a retaliation. Adetiba also requested for privacy as the couple begin another phase of their life journey together. Oscar and I shall share only as much of us as we are comfortable with, no more, no less. We hope you will respect this and bear with us in this regard. Thank you for the overwhelming love and kindness you will undoubtedly show us as we count down to more festivities and the rest of our lives together. There is not an ounce of anxiety in this place. Oh, and before you say it, Yes, he knows he's a very, very lucky man, but the beautiful thing about our connection and journey so far is that I am known as a supremely lucky woman too, she wrote. Adetiba, who directed the blockbuster movie The Wedding Party and its sequel, promised a real wedding party was in the works. Airman Aka also shared a picture of the couple on his page. He wrote in the caption, "Doing this beautiful thing called life would be the most beautiful lady in the world," at Kemi Adetiba. And that'll be that in our breakfast news. Do stay with us. We'll be right back shortly. Welcome back. We're still on our breakfast news. Highlights of the major headlines this morning. Kano Isba destroys over 3.8 million BS bottles of beer. OAU mourns as undergraduates dies hours after falling into soak away. On our political news this morning regarding AYOGEN 2022 election, APC members present sword orders to Oyetola. On our business news this morning, Audit queries Reps panel summons Fashola, Pantami, Aregbesola, others. On our sport news this morning, Nigeria versus Ghana, ex-Newcastle Boars, Upton appointed Ghana's technical advisor. On our health news this morning, Bayelsa ranks lowest in COVID-19 vaccination, says the NGO. On our foreign news this morning, Greenpeace Morgan boss to become Germany's new climate envoy. And on entertainment news this morning, Kemi Adetiba announces engagement to music producer Oscar Eman Aka. And that will be that on our breakfast news this morning. Do thank you for watching. I want you to always catch up on our latest updates on news on AYOGEN online television. You can follow our page respectively and like it. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I remain your host, Mark Androla Oluwatosin Esther. Do have a very wonderful Thursday.